You can't have me.
Can you believe the nerve?
Even a guy who hasn't had a bath since 1992 thinks he has a chance with a lady like you. Unbelievable.
And then there's the young guys. They're hitting on me.
Oh, you too, eh?
Oh, why can't they go out with girls their own age?
Because men love a challenge. Maybe some older lady told them that she wasn't interested in younger guys. It's this reason why so many white guys are asking me out. I mean, I think some sister must have told some white boy she doesn't have a taste for vanilla, so now his favorite flavor is chocolate.
Well, you know, I want to go out with guys my own age. But the feeling isn't mutual. You know what guys are like. We're just stepping in for the 21-year-olds that they think are going to replace us one day. So it's either that the men are too young or I'm not young enough for them.
That's a limited menu.
It really is. And I'm not saying that the younger guys don't have a lot to offer.
Yeah.
But, you know, they like to have fun and go out and, you know, the sex isn't bad.
Well, even if they're long on enthusiasm and short on technique.
You can always show them the way.
What would you want to?
Not really.
I know.
But, you know, and I'm not saying that the older guys are perfect either, far from it.
Of course.
And aside from what I said before, it seems to me that they want to revert back to some formerly immature self. And that's especially true with some of the ones that have money. It's almost like they feel that they just have to be men long enough to earn the right to revert back to boyhood.
And still coming up with new games to play with our minds.
Exactly.
And not playing them with a whole lot of skill. I mean, they've tried them all on me. But once you get to be my age, your BS detector gets real sensitive.
And I'll tell you what, I'm coming to the conclusion that sometimes I'd rather deal with the BS. Because when you see some of the true colors of these guys, you want to get an interior decorator.
So true.
Oh, did I tell you about my date last night?
No!
I just wish it had been a dream.
Oh.
Okay, the guy's Jim. I'd been out with him for a couple of times, and
Okay.
I thought he was pretty trustworthy.
Okay.
So I went to his apartment, and his dog greeted me at the door. And his dog is one of those wrinkly Chinese dogs.
Sharpei.
That's it, yeah.
Okay.
And he calls him Scrotum.
Ew.
Okay, but I got past that. And so Jim and Scrotum and I are on the couch watching a movie. And the door knocks, and Jim goes over, and it's his neighbor.
Okay.
And his neighbor says he's pretty much finished his dinner, but there's half a T-bone steak left, and maybe the dog would like to have it.
Okay.
So Jim says thank you, takes it in the bag, comes back to the couch, and instead of giving it to Scrotum, he starts chewing on it himself.
Ew, gross. Sorry.
I mean, it's not even that. It's just that I couldn't even get his attention after that.
Oh.
He wouldn't listen to me. I would wave my hands, and he couldn't get his face away from that bone.
Oh.
In fact, I even left the apartment, and he wasn't even aware. And it made me think, you know, what if I had gotten in between him and that bone? Would he have growled at me like a dog? Okay, and Jim was 1 year older than me. So it just goes to show you that older is not necessarily better.
Oh, damn straight.
And he looked like Katie Lang anyway.
Really?
I just think she looks more like Elvis every year. And then there was Phil.
Oh.
I used to live with Phil.
Okay.
Not for too long, though. He was one of those guys, he liked Jell-O for breakfast.
Breakfast.
Yeah. So he would make it in the morning, and he would sit for 4 hours for it to set.
Okay.
So I said to him, look, Phil, why don't you prepare it at night, and it'll kind of set in the night so you can have it for breakfast. But no, he would prepare it in the morning, and he would sit for 4 hours waiting for it to set,
Oh my
staring through a
gosh.
fridge door, even though the fridge door was not clear.
Oh, really? They'd rather do something stupid than anything suggested by a woman. Okay.
You know, and yet, you know, they seem to need the women to tell them what women want, right?
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, I'm talking on the phone with this guy that I met on a personal ad.
Okay.
And he, on the phone, will get into his very best, Barry White. And he'll say, put on some glass pants, because I'm going to come over and smash that ass.
No, you know what? Every girl's got some crazy stories.
Well, you know, and speaking of which, but this doesn't leave the room, right?
Of course.
I once made out with Orville Redenbacher.
He of the popcorn dynasty, like Motown? You two were dating?
Well, he didn't exactly call again.
What? Orville was a player? What was the appeal?
You know, I was young, he was rich.
Oh gosh. You know what, Veronica? You are a fascinating woman. I feel like you're like an onion. With every peel of the skin, there's a new exciting layer.
Well, you know what? I want to get to the beach before the day's shot. You want to come?
I have way too much laundry to do.
Oh, okay. Well, you take care.
You too.
See you later.
Bye.
Oh. Hey.
Hey.
You wouldn't happen to have a toothpick, would you?
No, sorry.
Oh, shit.
What's the matter?
I need a toothpick!
Is it an emergency?
Yes, it's an emergency. I've got a piece of chicken in my teeth. If I don't get it out, it could get rotten. That happened last year, and then I got sick.
That's too bad.
Oh, yeah, I could see you really care. I could die from food poisoning, and you could care less. Well, I don't need your soft, savory skin pressed up against me anyway.
Excuse me?
Listen, don't make this any harder than it already is. Clearly, I haven't suffered enough, according to you. So I'm just gonna go home and eat a box of salt and vinegar chips until my mouth bleeds.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, just reading my book.
What book?
Oh, it's an art book.
Cool. What artist?
It's about surrealism in general.
I love surrealism. Who's your favorite surrealist?
Oh, well, I imagine it would be pretty predictable to an art snob, but I like Dali.
There's nothing wrong with that. Dali was the best. Only the best would do for a woman like yourself.
And what kind of woman is that?
Well, given that we were just on the subject of exquisite works of art, I'm not just flattering you when I say that you're the type of woman most often imagined by an artist frustrated with your absence in his reality.
Well, thank you. That's really sweet of you to say.
What's your name?
Veronica.
I'm Julian.
Julian, nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you. Could I call you Ronnie?
Not yet.
You throwing a dog a bone?
Oh, don't even go there.
Excuse me?
Oh, I'll tell you about it sometime.
You're really hard to reach, you know that? But you have this charisma about you that makes you impossible to ignore.
Well, you do know how to chat a girl up. But I can honestly tell you, you're a little bit further down the age scale that I'd like to go.
Why?
I don't really like to talk about the whys. It's really just the way most women feel.
Well, You're not like most women.
You're good at this, but seriously.
I am serious. It doesn't matter what age I am. I would make you the happiest woman. First to prove that I can, then to prove that I meant every minute of it. No man, regardless of his age or income level, has done the job right. Not before now.
Now, how can you say that when you've never spoken to any of my exes?
Well, I can say that because if they had been able to, they'd be sitting here with you right now.
You're good.
I'm glad you think so.
You know, some guys have such a warped idea of romance. There was one time I was working in the sewer, and a guy bought me a rose, and he flushed it down the toilet, and then he called me on my cell phone to tell me it was coming for me. And it did wash up, and I did appreciate the sentiment. But I would have preferred that he give it to me the old-fashioned way, you know?
Some guys.
But tell me more about this charisma of mine. Tell me something really clever and charming. Maybe I'll let you take me out for dinner.
Your eyes. Your eyes twinkle incandescent light. Like a star, not quite, beyond bright. A presence and a face that, like the most wondrous figures of nature, must be visible from space.
Nice.
You like lamb?
So, how's it going with, what's his name?
Julian.
Ooh, are you getting your freak on?
I'm getting my freak on. But something happened that kind of threw a monkey wrench into the works.
Oh, no, what, the age thing again?
You know, I gotta tell you, at first the age thing did bug me.
Okay.
But I got used to it, and in fact, Julian's a lot more mature than most guys, even 50-year-old guys.
Wow.
And he's actually normal.
Hey! Bonus.
But he said something the other day that kind of reopened the age gap.
What? What did he say?
He asked me what the 70s were like.
Ooh.
I mean, a few weeks ago, my nephew asked me what the 70s were like.
Mm.
One time I asked my mom what the 50s were like. So Julian made me feel old. Wasn't supposed to feel old. He was supposed to make me feel like I'm 25 again.
Yeah, but you know what? You can work this out. I mean, hun, you got to. You keep breaking up over stupid stuff like this, and you're gonna be in your 70s still looking for a man? Just saying. Oh, let me get that. Hey.
Hey, Tracy, how you doing?
I'm all right. You know, staying alive.
Hey, baby.
Hey.
Got you something.
Oh, thank you. That's so nice. Bye, call me, okay?
Oh, honey, you better leave your phone off your hook. Come on now.
Bye, Tracy.
Bye.
In my neurosis, I almost allowed one little conversational mishap to jeopardize our whole relationship. And what a mistake that would have been. So what if he's young enough to be my son? That has its benefits. He's a stallion. Does it really matter that when he was a colt, I was old enough to be his jockey? The point is, my boy treats me good, and I'd have to be an idiot to give up on us. Look at us. We are adorable.